Hi, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing part 1 of our rundown of our 10 favourite episodes of Star Trek The Next Generation, which is probably the best series ever recorded in my personal opinion. But
Yep, just sort of to caveat though, that these are our personal favourites in terms of not necessarily the obvious ones that people pick. It's what it's
not what we would say are necessarily the best episodes. These aren't the 10 episodes I would give to someone that had never watched the series before to say, oh, this is the best of it. This is personal preference. What we think are the best episodes, we'll be doing that at a later date as well. But we just thought a little something to let you know kind of where we're coming from, things that appeal to us as well. So, yeah.
Yep.
So, without further ado, this is going to be number 10.
Which I have gone in with the next phase.
Oh, okay, yes.
Recognise that one?
Yeah, I do recognise it.
The song where Geordie and Ro get sort of phased out of...
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Yeah, I've got to see clicking with
phased out.
And just the concept of it was just a great episode. Like I said, I love the whole roaming around the ship and everyone thinks they're dead.
Everyone thinks they're dead. They go to their own funeral, don't they?
Yeah, and they have to sort of, like, and it's always the puzzle that everyone says about the episode. They can walk through every surface in the ship apart from they
don't plaster the floor.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I do like watching that episode. So yeah,
you have to disengage a little bit of reality with it. Yeah. But yeah, it is a good fun episode.
And it's a good Ro Laren episode as well. Learning a bit more about her, you get a bit more.
I like the reveal at the end when they actually manage to reverse what's happened to them right in the middle of everybody.
Yes, and she shoots Riker.
Yeah,
shoots in the head. Yes,
Yeah, I love that part. Yeah. I'm just remembering it now. Yeah. No, it's a good choice. My number 10, going right the way back to the beginning of the series, is actually going to be Datalore.
Okay.
I love lore, and just as a showcase of Brent Spiner, I thought it was spot on. I think that lore is both funny and sinister, and I think that's the first point early on in Next Generation that I really got a sense of, okay, this can be something. This is going to be something really good. Yeah. And so, yeah, I think it holds a special place because it's such an early episode. I think it's the first bright spark for me where I'm like, yeah, that's going to be really good. And Spiner just knocks it out of the park.
Well,
he's so great in it. And yeah, I just love lore. I think he's great. I'd like to see more. More lore. More lore. We got him in Picard Series 3 and I want more.
It's gone.
Oh, no.
Spoilers.
Yeah. Number 9. What's your number 9?
Mine is The Disaster.
I love Disaster. Yeah. I almost put that on my list, so I'm kind of glad it's on yours.
Season 5, Ep 5.
Yeah. It's basically the Poseidon adventure on the Enterprise.
And locking Picard in with a bunch of kids.
Yeah, I thought that was a good thing, because he said he didn't dislike children. And he makes them his own little crew, doesn't he?
Yes.
It's a really sweet episode. There's another one that reminds me of Disaster. I almost put it on my list. I'm not going to say in case you have it on yours, but it's
still on the words from this side. So, but yeah, just the just the episode itself, I think it's just a great concept, and it gives everyone a time to shine on their own things. And unless I'm misremembering it right, it's been a while since I watched it, but when Worf and
Keiko delivers Keiko's baby. Again, it puts everyone out of their comfort zone, doesn't it? Into the worst thing. Push, Keiko. Keiko, push.
This is not a typical delivery. The simulations were more...
good. I want to watch it right now. You said it. It's such a good episode. It almost made my list. I ummed and ahed about it.
It was one of those ones where it was going to be higher up, and I was just like, oh. And there's some things that I'm probably going to say later on the list. You'll think, that beat that, but...
No, I can see what you mean. It's kind of... It's derivative of something else, so I probably wouldn't rate it as high either, just purely based on it's a riff on something else. So I probably feel like I needed to put something a little more original maybe above it, but it's so much fun. My number 9, and this is a very personal one, is Clues from season 4, which is actually the first episode. Personal story now, flashback. This is the first episode of Star Trek Next Generation I ever saw. One night I was feeling absolutely dreadful. I came downstairs. My dad worked nights at the time. I put on the TV, feeling really sick, and Star Trek was on. It was this particular episode. I had no interest in Star Trek at the time, but not feeling so great. I sat there and I watched the whole thing, and I absolutely fell in love with it, and that's where this entire journey began. So that episode just had to be on this list. I love the mystery of it. I love the fact that they wake up, they don't know what's happened, but they gradually start to work out that something is wrong and they're missing time. The revelation that Data is involved as well, the whole reasoning for it. I just thought the whole thing was just executed really well. And for some reason, I've heard it's like a lot of people think it's one of the worst episodes, which I don't understand at all. It's a mystery, and I just felt it hit all the beats. And for personal reasons, it's got to be on my list. Got to be. It's the one that got me here. So it's got to be on there. Yeah.
Number 8, I'm going with The Chase.
Okay, that is an odd choice.
Season 6, episode 20.
This is the one... Is The Chase the one where they work out that everyone is from the same genetic...
Yes, Picard's old Professor Galen comes aboard.
Yeah.
He's then subsequently murdered, and it seems at least... I just like the episode. It's quite... Reminds me of sort of like a Indiana Jones type thing, without obviously all the thing. It's just that sort of...
Do you know, I have not seen that episode in so long, I can barely remember much about it. But yeah, I see where you're coming from. I've never really felt another urge to watch it, but now you've said that, I kind of feel like I should give it another go.
Because it's an archaeological mystery, and obviously Picard picks it up from his professor with the statue with the many people.
That's right. Yes, he does. Yeah, I think maybe it's just the resolution. When I first watched it, I was quite young. I was 12 or something like that, and I don't know, something about the resolution of everyone being derived from the same thing then didn't appeal, but now I think actually it's a really good idea, but I just haven't revisited it in a while. And
I quite like the episode because it's got Cardassians, Klingons, Romulans, it covers off
quite a few.
It
does features a lot of the races in one episode, which is unusual. I would not have expected that to be on your list.
There you go.
That was a genuine curveball.
Good, I'm glad.
I'm quite pleased we haven't had any crossovers yet, but we'll see how we're getting on. My number 8 is Frame of Mind.
Right, okay.
Because what a head that episode is. Just when you think you've got it nailed down what's going on, the screen will smash, and you're into a new set of what's actually happening, and it just gets to a point where it becomes ridiculous. Like, I remember when the smashes start coming thick and fast near the end, and I was sitting there going, oh, for God's sake, what is going... Which of these is real? But yeah, again, another one that I thought was a good concept, really well executed, spun a lot of things on its head. The way it starts as well, you don't quite know what's going on either. You don't really see any of the core cast until the end of the episode, I seem to remember. It puts you on the back foot for the whole thing and keeps you guessing all the way through, and I just think it was really well executed. Something that's been copied a lot in 90s Trek after that point. They redid it quite a few times, or sort of tried to, and never bettered it. And Frakes is superb. I was about to say Frakes is really good in it. Yeah. Frame of Mind is my number 8. So that takes us up to number 7.
Going with it, you're going to be strong. Rascals? Does that ring a bell?
Yeah.
Season 6, episode 7?
Is that the one where everyone becomes children?
Children, yeah. I just I'm in an R where it go on the list. I was like, it's just, I do put it on sometimes when I want a nice, good watch. Yeah. That's just fun. And it's an interesting little story as well, And I love it when young Picard's talking to Riker in front of the... And he goes, thanks, number 1. And he's my number 1 dad. That's always remembering. It's just, and he has a tantrum with the Ferengi as well. I just think it's great.
Were you quite young the first time you saw that episode as well?
I would have been, yeah. I was going to say, yeah. So, but like I said, I just thought it was great, and I thought the idea of when he has Picard as the tantrum, I thought, well,
yes, I love the tantrum.
Actually, you've got to think of it as adult Picard's actually having this tantrum, and I'm like, the whole episode, it's just fun and go around the ship and. Yeah, taking it back really.
I can see that. I did enjoy that episode, and it explores the characters in a slightly different way. You get to learn a little bit more about Picard in a way you wouldn't necessarily expect. As well. So
and Ro in that one, well, she didn't. Towards the end, she didn't really want to go back to.
No, and young Guinan. Inspired choice to have Guinan be one of the ones that also gets quite fun. Gets de-aged. Good episode. Okay, my number 7, probably a little more of an obvious one on the Pantheon, particularly compared to yours, is going to be Tapestry. Oh. as you're going to see, I think I must have a thing for Q. I mean, who doesn't? I mean, John Delancey rocks. But this essentially the tale of it's what if, isn't it?
Yeah.
What if one little change has the butterfly effect and changes everything? So, and I like the fact it brought back just a little aside story from a previous episode where Picard was telling Wesley about being wounded by the Nausicaans in a fight, and they brought that back here and used it they spun it out to tell a completely different story about how how different your life could be if you made the decisions as a grown-up in the past, and how they would splinter out and you wouldn't be the person you are now. And a serious way to use Q, even though Q in it is funny as hell. But a good way is, again, to spin a what if story with him.
Now, the one thing I do want, I think everybody else wants to see, is your best Nausicaan impression.
Dumb chat, human. Sorry.
No, there we go.
Number 6.
Well, keeping it with Q.
Okay, yeah.
I've gone for Q-Pid.
Okay, yeah.
Yep. Season 4, episode 20.
You were really up for the fun episodes, aren't you?
But then, I like, sometimes, as we said, this list, if I'm putting it on, I want something I can just have a nice, easy watch. I enjoy the story.
Yeah.
Brings Vash back.
Yes, I do like that. We should have had more.
Wolf, best line, I must protest. I'm not a merry man.
Well, yeah, it's probably one of his most quoted lines.
Data being shot by the arrow as well. Troy's like, Data.
It was nice that it wasn't a holodeck.
Yeah, and I just think it gives them
all... I would have thought it would have been.
A fun... I think Patrick Stewart's great as Robin Hood in that. I was like,
Generally, the cast seem to always have you can tell when they're having a good time, and it's normally when they are doing something different.
Yeah.
So obviously this was very different.
And that's why I was like, and I thought Patrick Stewart as Robin Hood. Why did nobody think back in the day?
He does play part well. Yeah, he's got that Errol Flynn kind of thing going, hasn't he, with it?
Yeah. So, just again, another fun...
A good one, yeah. My number 6 is going to be Cause and Effect.
Right, yes.
My number 6 is going to be Cause and Effect.
Right, yes.
Yes. God, I love this episode. The repeating time loop, the complete what moment that when it first happens, when the ship first blows up, and it just cuts back to where it started again, and it really doesn't show its hand. It waits a lot longer than I would have expected to start showing what is going on. I think now we'd get those answers in the first 5 minutes, and then the rest would just be the resolution. But this holds its course for at least 2 cycles, I think, before you really start to... You get the first one, then you get the second where the one or two things is slightly different, and someone will be like, for a split second, and that's it. But it holds its cards to its chest a lot longer than a lot of stuff today would be, and I think it's something, again, that's been copied a lot. It's the first time I saw something like this. I'm not saying it's the first time it's been done. First time I saw something like this, and it's something I've seen done a hell of a lot. Discovery did it with their Harry Mudd episode in Series 1, which was one of the best episodes of Series 1, I thought, of Discovery. But it was very similar to this in a lot of ways. It's something that Trek's done, and a lot of science fiction has done a lot of times. And I just love the execution of it. I think it's an absolute blast. So you're loving the fun ones, and I seem to be liking the mind-bending ones so far.
Maybe between the two of us, our list will be absolutely fantastic.
It'd be great if they were completely different. By the way, neither of us know what each other's list is. We haven't said a word. So this is a complete surprise. So if I'm going at some of his choices, it's all genuine. So we're going to leave it here so the video doesn't become too long, and continue with the part 2 where we run down the top 5. So hopefully you'll join us for that one, and we'll see you soon.
There you go.